In this video, we're continuing our discussion of the new onBeforerSQLCommandExecute event. So we've just discussed that e.sql is the SQL command that Alpha 5 has computed in order to perform the update, insert, or delete that is necessary. But at this point, this command has not yet been executed. E.SQL type just tells you whether the command that is going to be executed, that Alpha 5 plans on executing, is an insert, an update, or delete. E.table alias tells you which table alias this command applies to, and this is in the case of, say, a grid that is based on a join, where you're doing an update. The update against each table in the join is performed independently, so this will tell you what table alias this SQL command applies to. E.row number tells you which row number in the grid this is referring to, and if it's an insert, then the row numbers of course apply to the new record rows, which normally are given negative numbers, but in this case the row number is a positive number. E.args.xml is the XML representation of the arguments. That's the SQL : arguments object that is used to feed in argument values to the SQL statement. So this tells you what the arguments are that Alpha 5 has determined, and this is of course based on the data that was submitted when the user pressed the submit button. E.SQL mode is either set to native or portable. It tells you what mode Alpha 5 will use to execute the command that it computed, and this is the primary key where clause, which in the case of a update or delete determines which row will be selected to apply the update or delete statement to. So you can see here at the top, though, it also tells you that there's a very important property called e.SQL command was handled. So if this event, the onBeforerSQLCommandExecute, sets this property to true, then Alpha 5 will not execute the SQL statement that it computed. So in other words, you are responsible for actually executing whatever SQL is necessary to do the insert, update, or delete against your SQL backend, and the SQL statement that Alpha 5 computed will just simply be thrown away if you set SQL command was handled to true. If you set it to false, then whatever SQL you choose to execute here will be executed, but Alpha 5 will also continue after this event has finished to execute the SQL that it computed to handle the update, insert, or delete. So getting back to our contrived example here, you can see that we've created a SQL statement that sets the company to new alpha for customer ID equal to 000010. So regardless of what the user did and regardless of what SQL Alpha 5 computed, we're going to be setting the company to new alpha. So you can see here we go ahead here and we execute the command. We've ensured that the command is executed with portable SQL turned on, and then if the command executed successfully, then we set error flag to false, error text to null. Last inserted identity does not apply because we've just done an update, not an insert, so we just set that to a meaningless value, -1. Here is the rows affected, and these are all mandatory properties that you need to set if you're going to handle the event yourself. And then these two properties are optional, and they simply let you set the SQL to display and args to display to whatever values you want, so that when Alpha 5 reports back what SQL actually got executed, it'll show you the correct SQL, which is this command over here. So let's basically go now and execute this, and we'll pause now in the and pick it up in the next video.